Alright, so this is going to be a demonstration for the Obama fear photo that I've created. So, this is the photo that I ended up with, and this is the picture that I started off with. So, initially, when I was planning out ideas for a fear photo for this particular assignment, I was just thinking about just the United States in general, and I was just thinking about the last president we had, which was Obama, and the president we have like Trump right now, and like all the different changes that have happened, and obviously this has become one of Obama's fears is what Trump is doing with his presidency, and it's also a lot of fears with a lot of people that are living here, that are currently living here. So, I kind of went with that idea, and I just went with like this picture to start off with. So now what I did was I actually just dragged this into Photoshop, and you just want to be mindful of the requirements for the assignment. Whereas where it should be is you're incorporating a collage of three different images. You're utilizing at least one Photoshop technique. And again, you want to refer back to those Photoshop techniques on Classroom if needed. It should be under the Resource tab, and just make sure the image is in black and white, or in slightly or I have some colors using the opacities, and also you want to make sure to demonstrate fear. So I kind of did like some more of like a world issues type of fear, but you can do any kind of fear photos that you want. Though it's up to you. It's open ended with what you want to do. But the process that I started off with was I upload the original image that I started off with, and just to see how everything looks, I just applied the black and white filter on there. Okay, just because original, most of these pictures can be in black and white, so it's nice to have like that black and white filter at the ends, in the beginning, just to see how things look. So I have my filter there, and all I'm gonna do is just like collage and add these pictures on here. So the uh, next image I'm gonna add is I'm actually gonna add this picture here. This is a picture I found on the internet. I think I was looking up uh, border patrol or something like that, or immigrations, or I found like this image on the internet, and just make sure you have like high res images, that are very nice, clear to see. That way when you collage it, it looks nice. Okay, so just make sure to find high res images, and I just clicked and drag this onto here, and I actually wanted to fit this in the mirror, so like what I did was I just sized it up to where the mirror is gonna be. And again, we can always change and adjust this. So I'm just gonna double click it, and I'm just gonna move this on the bottom here. Everything stays in black and white. And then all I'm gonna do is just apply a layer mask. So you do layer mask. I'm actually gonna do a hide all. So if you've ever used hide all before, it does the opposite of reveal all, where everything is shown for you. You can erase things. But if you do hide all though, it'll basically erase everything. But then you can use the white to bring it back. So if I change my brush here to the white, and I'll make my brush smaller. So I'm gonna use a hard edge brush because I want this to show up. Wherever I color in the white though, that's gonna bring out the image. I just colored this white here, and I just took my time with the edges. You just want to make sure it looks nice. That's one way of doing it. The other way that's a little bit easier too is especially if you do like ones with like a hard line like this, you can actually use the polygon lasso tool. I'm just gonna click here, click there, over here, and I'm gonna just follow their shoulders a little bit. I mean, it's gonna all be blurry anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. And you click all the way there. And even before you do that, I forgot to actually do this. Just change your feather to 3. That way, it'll make the edges a little bit fuzzier. And then you can flip this to the eraser. Or actually, you can just flip it there. Use the brush, and then wherever I color it in, though, it'll only go in that spot. So that's a real quick, easy way of doing that. You can press Command D as in dog to deselect it. So now I have my image of the background here. And this is where you can kind of like play around with the opacities a little bit. So the opacity, I'm just going to lower it a little bit, just so you can see both Obama still and the, it's about like border patrol. And if you wanted to also, just remember you can click on the lock button here, and you click on the move tool, you click on the image. You can actually move the image around, so you can crop that a little bit better. So that's what I did for that part. And then the next part is I just added the picture of Trump. He's a little bit harder to see just because I kind of tried to blend him in with the picture of Obama in the mirror. So all I did was, just add the picture of Trump here, and then this part I just used the quick selection tool. So remember, you can use the quick selection tool. Just click on the plus button, and you can just highlight those areas that you want to cut out. So I'm just going to highlight Trump here. I'm going to highlight this part down here. Also this here. So this is a real quick and easy way of cutting out images. And I'm going to use the negative for this part down here. So, that part's cut out. And so it is a little bit differently than the last year. Usually this is like a refine edge button, but now it's called select and mask. But if you click on select and mask, it'll do basically the same thing. These are some options you have to change just to get back to the other way. So if you click on view here, the tab, you can click on overlay. This is the original option that we had before. I don't have to actually clean up the edges on this one. Maybe I can clean up a little bit on the hair. But I might actually not want to do that on the hair, so let me undo that. Go back here. Yeah, I wouldn't even do that. So just be careful with some of those images because you might not want to clean it up. But remember, you can clear around the edges on the hair if it's like a nice white background. And scroll down. You can keep these all the same, but change your output to new layer with layer mask. So that way, when you click OK, you click remember settings, just remember it, and click OK, and then that will cut out the image for you. So there is a little bit of like a weird area here. So if I go back to my layer mask here, make the brush smaller. I'm actually gonna erase this white part of this hair. So that was actually part of the background, and you got your image here. So again, I'm gonna play around the opacities because I wanted it to be more of a mirror image. And then all I did was I just did Command T as in turtle, put it where Trump is or where Obama is, and I kind of just did like an overlap of like the two people. So it made this more like creepy ghost-like effect with the image here. And a lot of it was just be playing around like the opacities and also fading in and fading out like certain parts of the layer mask. But this is like the general thing that I did to do this. And then this part I just erased it so it would match the make it look like it's in the picture. But you don't have to do something as elaborate as this though. But I was just showing you the possibilities you can do with this Fear photo assignment. Yeah, this is kind of like where I went with it. And then the colors, instead of doing like that dark color, I kind of like tinting out the colors a little bit. All right. Now it looks very similar to like this picture here. In a way, I kind of played it a little bit more with the lighting. So I just at like the very end, I just added more lighting to it. So brightness and contrast. I brighten it up. Usually, like in Fear photos, you want to have the brightness high, the contrast high. That way, you have like this ominous weird effect to it. So yeah, and then also you want to look at the video for to apply the motion blur. I did a motion blur like around the edges here. I thought it was like a radio blur. So do look at that video if you want to add like those effects. I feel like that effects are really good for like these serious photos. It's, the motion effects. All right.